For centuries, humanity has searched the world for new frontiers. We have crossed oceans, mapped continents, climbed mountains, and even traveled beyond our atmosphere into space. Yet despite all this exploration, one of the greatest mysteries may still lie much closer to home, beneath our feet. Imagine for a moment that deep inside our planet exists an entire hidden world. A vast realm filled with forests, oceans, mountains, and perhaps even civilizations that have lived there for thousands of years, completely unknown to the people on the surface. This strange and captivating idea is known as the Hollow Earth theory, one of the most fascinating concepts ever proposed about our planet. While modern science strongly rejects the possibility that the Earth is hollow, the theory has captivated explorers, scientists, writers, and dreamers for centuries. To understand why this idea still fascinates people today, we must first travel back to the earliest stories humanity told about the world beneath the ground. Long before the rise of modern science, ancient civilizations believed that mysterious realms existed beneath the Earth's surface. In Greek mythology, the underworld was known as Hades, a vast kingdom beneath the ground where souls journeyed after death. Norse mythology spoke of underground realms such as Svartalfheim, where mysterious dwarves lived and forged magical weapons. In parts of Asia, particularly within Tibetan and Buddhist traditions, legends told of hidden subterranean kingdoms called Agartha or Shambhala. These secret civilizations were said to possess incredible wisdom and advanced knowledge beyond that of ordinary humanity. Even some Native American traditions contain stories describing how the ancestors of their people emerged from underground worlds through sacred caves. While these ancient stories were spiritual or symbolic rather than scientific explanations, they reveal something deeply human. For thousands of years, people have imagined that another world might exist beneath our own. The idea of a hollow Earth eventually made its way from mythology into early scientific speculation during the 17th century. In 1692, the English astronomer Edmund Halley, famous for predicting the return of Halley's Comet, proposed an unusual theory about the structure of our planet. At that time, scientists had almost no knowledge of what lay deep inside the Earth. Halley suggested that the planet might consist of several concentric spheres nested within one another, much like layers of an onion. According to his theory, vast spaces could exist between these layers, and the rotation of these inner shells might explain irregularities in the Earth's magnetic field. Halley himself did not suggest that people lived inside the Earth, but his proposal opened the door to a new possibility. Perhaps the interior of our planet was far more complex than anyone had previously imagined. During the early 19th century, the Hollow Earth theory gained its most passionate supporter in an American named John Cleves Sims Jr. Sims was a former Army officer who became convinced that the Earth was hollow and that enormous openings existed at both the North and South Poles. According to Sims, these massive polar openings were gateways into the Earth's interior, allowing explorers to travel directly into the hidden world within the planet. Sims spent years traveling throughout the United States giving lectures about his theory and trying to convince the public that a great discovery was waiting to be made. He even sent a petition to the United States Congress asking for funding to launch a polar expedition to prove his claims. Sims famously declared that he was willing to lead 100 brave companions into the interior of the Earth to reveal the hidden lands inside. Although his expedition never took place and many scientists dismissed his ideas, his theory captured the imagination of the public during a time when much of the world was still unexplored. One of the most persistent versions of the Hollow Earth theory suggests that entrances to the inner world exist at the North and South Poles. According to this idea, the Earth's surface curves inward near the polar regions, forming enormous openings that lead into the interior of the planet. Early Arctic explorers sometimes reported strange observations that believers later interpreted as evidence of such openings. Some expeditions described warm winds blowing from the north when they expected freezing air. Others reported sightings of birds or animals appearing in regions where they should not have been able to survive. A few explorers even described unusual cloud formations that seemed to suggest large openings in the atmosphere. While these observations can now be explained by normal weather patterns and migration routes, they added fuel to the belief that something mysterious might exist beyond the frozen horizons. The mystery surrounding the polar regions grew even stronger in the 20th century with the expeditions of the famous American explorer Admiral Richard E. Byrd. Byrd led several pioneering missions to Antarctica during the early 1900s and was one of the first people to fly aircraft over the frozen continent. Decades after his expeditions, stories began circulating that Byrd had made an extraordinary discovery during one of these flights. According to the legend, Byrd supposedly flew through an opening in Antarctica and entered a hidden world inside the Earth. In this mysterious realm, he allegedly saw lush valleys, rivers, forests, and strange animals unlike anything found on the surface. Some versions of the story even claim that he encountered advanced civilizations living beneath the planet. However, historians who have carefully examined Byrd's expedition logs and personal journals have found no evidence to support these claims. The Hollow Earth flight story appears to have originated many years later in conspiracy literature. Yet despite the lack of proof, the legend continues to spread across books, documentaries, and the internet. Another variation of the Hollow Earth theory introduces an even more extraordinary concept. Some believers claim that a small sun exists at the center of the planet, providing light and warmth to an entire hidden ecosystem. According to this idea, the inner surface of the Earth's shell could support forests, rivers, and oceans, just like the outer surface of our world. Gravity, in this scenario, would pull objects toward the inner shell, allowing civilizations to live inside the planet. In certain esoteric traditions, these underground civilizations are described as advanced societies that have lived in isolation for thousands of years, possessing technologies and spiritual knowledge far beyond what exists on the surface. While these ideas are captivating and imaginative, they belong more to the realm of fiction than scientific reality. Modern science has provided us with a clear and detailed understanding of what actually lies beneath the Earth's surface. One of the most important tools scientists use to study the planet's interior is the analysis of seismic waves created by earthquakes. When earthquakes occur, they generate vibrations that travel through the Earth in all directions. By measuring how these waves move through different materials, scientists can determine the structure of the planet's interior. These measurements clearly show that the Earth is not hollow. Instead, it is made up of several dense layers. At the surface is the crust, the thin outer layer where continents and oceans exist. Beneath the crust lies the mantle, a vast region of hot, slowly moving rock that makes up most of the planet's volume. Deeper still is the outer core, composed mainly of molten iron and nickel. At the center of the Earth sits the inner core, a solid sphere of iron that reaches temperatures comparable to the surface of the Sun. These extreme temperatures and pressures make it impossible for the enormous hollow spaces imagined by Hollow Earth believers to exist. Despite the overwhelming scientific evidence, the Hollow Earth theory continues to fascinate people around the world. Part of the reason is that it taps into one of humanity's oldest instincts, the desire to explore the unknown. Even today, large portions of our planet remain mysterious. Scientists know more about the surface of the moon than they do about the deepest parts of our oceans. Massive cave systems continue to be discovered beneath the Earth's surface, some stretching for hundreds of kilometers. These discoveries remind us that the underground world is still full of surprises, even if it does not contain entire hidden civilizations. The Hollow Earth idea has also been kept alive through literature and entertainment. One of the most famous examples is the classic novel, Journey to the Center of the Earth, written by Jules Verne in 1864. In this adventurous story, explorers descend into the Earth through volcanic tunnels and discover a vast underground world filled with prehistoric creatures, giant caverns, and underground oceans. Although the story was fictional, it helped embed the Hollow Earth concept into popular culture. Over time, films, novels, and video games have continued to revisit the idea, allowing each new generation to imagine what might lie beneath the surface of our planet. In reality, while the Earth is not hollow, scientists have discovered that underground environments can be far more complex than once believed. Enormous cave systems exist beneath the surface, some containing chambers large enough to hold entire buildings. Even more surprising is the discovery of microbial life deep underground that survives without sunlight, feeding instead on chemical reactions from the Earth's interior. These discoveries demonstrate that the underground world still holds many mysteries waiting to be explored. So, is the Earth hollow? According to modern science, the answer is almost certainly no. Our planet is a dense, layered sphere with a molten interior and a solid metallic core. But the story of the hollow Earth remains an important part of human curiosity and imagination. It reminds us that throughout history, people have always wondered what lies beyond the limits of our knowledge. The mysteries beneath our feet may not include hidden civilizations or underground suns, but our planet still holds countless secrets waiting to be discovered. And perhaps that is the most fascinating truth of all. The Earth may not contain an entire world inside it, but the mysteries that remain, deep beneath the oceans, inside unexplored caves, and within the molten heart of our planet, are still incredible enough to inspire the imagination. If you enjoyed exploring this mystery, make sure to subscribe to the Universal Explorer, where we dive into the world's greatest mysteries, forgotten legends, unexplained phenomena, and hidden stories that history never fully answered. Like this video, share it with fellow explorers, and let us know in the comments what you think. Could there still be undiscovered secrets hidden somewhere on Earth? And what mystery should we explore next? Stay curious, stay questioning, and keep exploring, because the universe is far stranger than we often realize.